Hi everyone! I'm so excited to be making this tutorial for you today. I was so pleased to be asked by Splitcoaststampers to make a tutorial, as I have really loved this site for many years. So it's a great honor. And I am sharing with you today my Dappled Sky technique. It's a watercolor technique, and you can use it as a background or for other layering pieces as well. So you can see I've used it here for a crazy background sky with some pink and yellow for a unicorn. I used the same technique to create this little magician's, I don't know, crystal ball, some kind of little crazy magic trick. It's great for water backgrounds. I used it for the flames on this dragon. Here is a rainy sky. I've used it on a Christmas card for a background. And in the end today, we're going to use it for this card using the Sunshine and Rainbow stamp set from Stampin' Up! So let's get started. It's a very simple technique, and you need to start with a layer of a paper or cardstock that's going to withstand water. So I've got, on this side here, I've got shimmery white cardstock from Stampin' Up! That will withstand water, and also watercolor paper. You're going to need a paintbrush, or I am using an aqua painter, a wink of Stella pen if you want to add some nice shimmer to your sky, and some contrasting inks. I'm using Night of Navy and Daffodil Delight. I thought I would show you the differences between using watercolor paper and shimmery white. They are different. They both take water, but the watercolor paper takes it a little better. And I thought I would show you the differences. Let's start with the watercolor paper. I like to start by just really getting it wet. So I dribble some on, and then I get that water all over the paper. You can see I've taped it down. You don't have to tape it down. I kind of like the nice little edge that it gives when you tape it down, but you don't have to do that. If you don't care about the edge, you want more of a natural edge, you can leave the washi tape off. You can use a washi tape or some painter's tape, or you can trim once you've got it. I kind of feel like the taping it down leaves it nice and flat, and it's easy to work with. So you need to get some ink in your lid, get your brush wet, and pick up a lot of ink, and really get that down. See how it's flowing across that watercolor paper because you've pre-wet it. That's kind of a fun thing just in and of itself, isn't it? I like to get it particularly dark. I keep next to me this little Stampin' Scrub to rinse my brush on, but you can keep paper towels or a water cup. Now you want it to still be wet when you add the lighter color. So I am using Daffodil Delight. I've cleaned my brush. I'm going to get it wet again. Make sure it's wet. So dip it in your water cup or squeeze your barrel and pick up some very nice color here. I'm using the Daffodil Delight really strong, so you want to get a lot of ink on your brush, and then you're going to flick. Now my way to flick is to use the cap because it's sitting right here. If you are using a watercolor brush, you can flick against a toothpick, something else that you might have. So see, I'm adding, and then the lighter color, even though I'm putting it on top of the dark, it's wet and the new droplets kind of take over, and the darker color spreads aside to allow for that lighter color to shine in. Now I'm going to add a lot more over here because this is where I'm going to add my sun, I think. So I'm going to make it, the sun is coming through on this side. So I'm going to go heavy with the Daffodil Delight over here. You can add more than one color, like I did on that unicorn card. So there's my sky, and then I'm going to rinse my brush. Now with your Wink of Stella, you can do the same thing, and it adds a nice shimmer. So you're going to squeeze the barrel so that the fun little glittery liquid comes down, and then you're going to flick just like you did think it adds a really pretty effect. Now, as you can see, I kind of flicked over here. That's okay. We're going to use that paper too. So you're going to allow that to dry. I'm going to go ahead and do this side really quick, and you can see the difference. The water doesn't stay as long on the paper. It just doesn't hold as much water. So, oops, I should get it wet first. Okay, and it doesn't stay as intense either. The navy just doesn't seep into the paper like it does on watercolor. It's still really pretty though, so I use shimmery white a lot because it's nice to stamp on. So I'm gonna add some more navy down here where the yellow was. Okay, and then you have to work faster with shimmery white, so I'm going to squeeze my daffodil and collect some ink on this barrel and flick. Okay, some Wink of Stella. I like to squeeze the barrel off the project because every once in a while you get a big drop. Okay. There, that's really fun, and I hope you think it was really simple. It's a really pretty background, and you're going to really enjoy using it. I'm going to allow that to dry. You can also use your heat tool if you want it to dry faster. I'm going to allow this to dry, and then we'll put the card together. Okay, we're all dry, so you can peel off your tape. Look at that background, so pretty. And in real life it has shimmer from the Wink of Stella. It's hard to see that on the video. You can see how the watercolor paper is a little richer than the shimmery white, but both really pretty. So I'm using the Sunshine and Rainbow stamp set and the coordinating Rainbow Builder dies, and I've already cut the pieces out, so you don't have to watch that because I really think that we really want to see the technique. So I've got my rainbow that I've cut out, and the die set comes with Fun Cloud Builder pieces here, so I'm going to use that, and I cut out a sun to kind of come over here by the yellow, and we're just going to layer. So I'm starting with this background cloud. Maybe you just kind of want to flip things around and see what works. Alright, so I'm going to lay one down flat. And this layer, I think I will pop up a little bit. So I've put some dimensionals on the back. So that these clouds stand up even more. Now I'm going to stamp my greeting on this one. There we go. It says, "May your birthday be bright and beautiful." Now I'm going to add a layer of this foam adhesive strips so that I can build up, because I'm kind of going down and I don't want this one to attach to the base because the other cloud layer is already sticking up a bit. So I need to get it further off the background there. You'll notice I'm hanging off the sides. That's okay because we're going to trim at the end. So now we've got some fun little layers of clouds. We're going to add our rainbow. So as you see, I washi taped it together to attach them all together, the individual pieces. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the background. I felt it was easier to hang on to if it was already attached. Now, I cut out this extra cloud because I knew that I'd need one. There we go. Isn't that fun? Let me add my sun right there. So now I'm just going to pick it up and trim off the ends of my clouds. And attach it to a base. I'm using Night of Navy. I think I'm going to attach it flat since I've got so many layers already with the clouds. There, what a fun card, and I think that background is just stunning. I hope that you'll give it a try. Please let us know what you think about this video. I would love to see what you make with it, and I would love to get your feedback. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.